Hi, everyone. Welcome to Rising Father. I'm Chris Rodack. I'm a husband. I'm a father of an 11-year-old boy, a 9-year-old girl. I taught in the public schools for 14 years. I quit that job. I built a global men's brand, Rising Father, which is about becoming the absolute best man you can be so you can serve your family at the highest level. I then created a global coaching program, Men of Fire, which has spread to 11 different countries, helped over 150 fathers get disciplined, ripped, and be the absolute best man they can be. I want to talk to you about self-sabotage because self-sabotage kept me stuck for a decade. And most of the guys who come into my program are suffering from some type of self-sabotage where they know what they have to do, they just can't get themselves to do it. They want to be disciplined, they want to be consistent, but something keeps on coming up and it's always something they can control. So in this video, I'm going to take you through 10 specific ways fathers often sabotage themselves, but most importantly, 10 ways that you can stop the sabotage and battle these things. So if you're a guy who knows what to do, you just can't get yourself to do it, or you find yourself making excuses, having a negative inner voice, or saying tomorrow, just this once, this is a video for you. Because every guy has gone through that, but I've come up with a system to battle it. The first way fathers sabotage themselves is ignoring their inner voice. I get it. It's not something we pay attention to, but it's there. It's the soundtrack that is in your head. It's the story you tell yourself about yourself. Whenever you tell yourself, hey, I can go for this new opportunity, or I should take a risk, what is the voice that comes to you? Is it a cheerleader, or is it somebody holding you down? Is it a voice that's saying, yeah, Chris, you can do it, I believe in you? Or is there a voice in your head saying, no, you're going to screw that up again? That is your inner voice. The inner voice is developed by our parents, our friends, our teachers, our wife, even our kids, things we listen to, awesome YouTube videos or horrible YouTube videos. All of these voices that we hear every single day compound into a little internal soundtrack that plays in our subconscious. I'm not the only one to talk about this. It's in psychocybernetics, it's in atomic habits. Psychologists, psychiatrists all talk about it, but I have found it to be extremely important in developing an identity of a person who's resilient and gets done what they think they need to get done. So be aware of your inner voice and of what you are consuming. So here's the strategy to help with that. Carve out 5 to 10 minutes every single day to sit in silence and listen to your inner voice. Ask yourself, what is my gut telling me? Am I living in alignment with my values? What needs to change? This is journaling. Write down those answers and keep a daily journal. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute thing. It can be a 5-minute thing. Journal every single day so you can be aware of what your inner voice is telling you. Number 2 is when we seek comfort over growth. Any area of our life that needs to be improved will need a certain level of resistance to get there. Whenever you go to the gym, how do you make progress? How do you hit new PRs? It's by putting plates to the bar. In each area of our life that we want to grow, we must add plates to the bar. In your marriage, you have to have hard conversations. With your discipline, you need to get yourself to do the things you don't want to do. If you want to make progress in the morning, you have to get up earlier than you want to. If you want to grow your business, you have to make those cold calls that are painful. You have to get shut down over and over and over again. I know all about it. But you have to do things you do not want to do. So what does that mean? That means you have to get uncomfortable. You have to suffer. You might have to be in pain for a while. But if you always run from that and seek pleasure, you never get the benefits of discomfort. So here's what you can do. Here's a strategy. Embrace the discomfort challenge. It's what I call it. Purposely step outside your comfort zone every single day. Choose one thing. It could be as simple as taking a cold shower, having a difficult conversation, or trying a new workout. The more you embrace discomfort, the more you expand your capacity for growth. Remember, comfort is the enemy of progress. Number 3 is letting fear dictate your actions. It's almost a perfectionist mindset. It's saying, I'm not going to try this thing unless I know there's a perfect outcome on the other side. You don't make those cold calls. You don't have that conversation with your wife. You don't go into the gym because everyone else is jacked and you're fat and sloppy and you're afraid. Or you don't invest in yourself when you know you have to invest in yourself because you say, well, what if it doesn't work out? That is living your life by fear. I have done it. It keeps me stuck. I wrote down this morning, I said, get out of your own way. That is because I know there's things in my business and in my life that I want to do, and sometimes I set up these own cages, these own guardrails that I feel like I have to abide by, but I shouldn't. Jim Rohn says, don't live in shoulds and shouldn'ts, live in reality. I create my own shoulds and shouldn'ts for no reason. I know what to do. Just do it. So I shouldn't let fear of what if the worst happened. No, what if the best happens? So I want you to develop, here's the strategy, a screw it, let's do it mindset. So when fear arises, don't overthink it. Just take action. Say screw it to the doubts and anxieties and just do the damn thing. The more you act in spite of fear, the less power the fear will have over you. Number 4 is surrounding yourself with negativity. This could mean people. This could mean in-laws. This could mean people you work with. This could mean what you listen to, what you watch. Negativity comes in all types of forms. It could be real people or just what you're listening to or reading. It has such a massive impact on the words you say and then the actions you have. In my Men of Fire program, we have coaching calls 3 times a week. We have a 24/7 virtual community, and guys are constantly speaking positivity. That's the culture of the group. It's pushing each other to be positive, pushing each other to be their best, being disciplined, being consistent. We have groups about how to be the best husband, father, man you can be. No politics, no negativity at all. Why? Because the more you think about the things you want to be, the more you can become that thing. If I think about being healthy more during the day, I will be more healthy. If I think about being a better father during the day, I'll be a better father, because when I think about that, I'm guided in that direction. Tony Robbins talks about that all the time, about training your brain like a guided torpedo towards the thing you want to go for. So does James Clear in Atomic Habits. He also talks about guiding your torpedo. Guide your torpedo with what you're consuming during the day and who you choose to surround yourself. Surround yourself with people and ideas that lift you up, that do not tank you. So here's what you can do. Here's the strategy. I call it the 5-man audit. Take a hard look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up or are they dragging you down? If it's the latter, it's time to make some changes. Seek out positive, driven, growth-minded men who inspire you to become your best. Your circle should fuel your fire, not extinguish it. Here's the next one, failing to forgive yourself. This is an extremely powerful concept. You will make mistakes. You will fail in horrible ways. Do not be the one person who doesn't forgive you. Like you snap at your kids and you feel bad about it. You have regret over it. Okay, learn the lesson and move on. Don't do it again. The longer you stay in that depression, in that shame, the longer you shame yourself, the more negative energy you not just take on for yourself, you also give to the person that you're upset about. If you snap at your kids and you're full of shame and you think about it for 2 days and then they don't get a happy, energetic father, you're punishing them again and you're punishing yourself. You must learn to forgive yourself and move on. I've done plenty of things that I regret, but life is getting past regrets and improving. If you stay stuck in your failures and you do not forgive yourself, you never get to grow. It's like the perfectionist mindset. It's, well, I'm not going to try this because I don't want to screw up. No, you have to screw up for you to grow, and you're going to screw up in your relationships. You're going to screw up in business. Here's what I want you to do. Use this exercise. It's the past failure, future fuel exercise. Write down your past mistakes, the ones you keep replaying in your head. Now, next to each one, write down the lesson you learned from it. See those failures not as setbacks, but as stepping stones on your path to growth. Forgive yourself and use the past to propel you forward. Number 6, falling into complacency. This happens with everybody. A lot of times it happens whenever you do something really good and then you say, I deserve it. I deserve this break. I had an amazing month, so I deserve a good weekend, a good week, and then that turns into 3 months, and then you find yourself getting complacent. It occasionally happens when a guy gets ripped and he said, oh, I've reached it. I've reached the pinnacle. Now I don't have to do anything. Many fathers, we say we used to be in shape or we used to be ripped, and that was 20, 30 years ago. But our mindset, our identity is stuck back in the high school or college days, and we don't realize, hey, we've gotten complacent in our fitness, in our marriage, in our business. In our fitness, we don't wake up anymore. We don't go to the gym anymore. In our marriage, we don't pursue our wife anymore. We stop taking her on dates. We don't flirt anymore. We're not passionate. In our business, we used to be on fire. We used to be attacking the world. We used to be making calls, burning the midnight oil. We've gotten complacent. So that can kill and sabotage a man's future. So here's what I want you to do. The daily win habit. Set yourself up for success by achieving at least one small win every single day. Jordan Peterson talks about this. Jocko talks about this. David Goggins talks about this. Get up, make your bed, stack those wins. It could be completing a workout, making a healthy meal choice, or spending quality time with your kids. These small wins build momentum and keep you moving forward by preventing you from slipping back into complacency. Just start small and stack the wins. Number 7, we make excuses. We all do. This is the reason why I can't blank. And the excuse that we give ourselves is another guy's reason to rise. My excuses aren't excuses to another man, and another man's excuses are an excuse to me. I used to have every excuse in the book. Here's a simple example. 3 or 4 years ago, I had my right shoulder done. I had bicep tendon rotator cuff surgery. That was my excuse as to why I couldn't go to the gym, why I couldn't work out, why I couldn't do upper body, lower body, and I let myself get fat. This past year, I've had a major knee surgery and a major shoulder surgery on the other side. Wasn't an excuse anymore. I've used that as a reason to get the biggest legs I've ever had. And for the past 3 months, I've been hitting PRs and going to the gym and just doing my legs. And I've also been stretching and eating and being real disciplined with my nutrition. Because of that, I didn't blow up like I did last time when I had surgeries. I've had 2 surgeries in the last 6 months, and I'm still in great shape because before I gave myself excuses, and now those same excuses are not excuses. Here's what you can do. Use this journaling exercise to call yourself on your bullshit. Every time you catch yourself making an excuse, write it down in a journal. Then next to it, write down the real reason behind your inaction. This will help you become aware of your self-deception and take ownership of your choices. Remember, excuses are nails used to build a house of failure. Number 8 is negative self-talk. This is like the one we talked about earlier, about your inner voice. You have to be very, very aware of what you are consuming and how you are talking to yourself. Chris, you're the best, instead of Chris, you're going to screw this up. Because the way we talk to ourselves becomes the way we talk to our kids, and that affects their identity. Your self-talk creates your identity. You have to build yourself up. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. Nobody else is going to do that for you. You have to be the one that in your darkest, worst times says, no, Chris, you will get your butt out of bed and do the thing you have to do. I know you're sad. I know you're depressed. I know you're not feeling it right now, but I believe in you. I want you to be your best, so get your butt up and do the thing. You can do it. You deserve to be disciplined. You deserve to be consistent. You deserve to have the life you want. Get your butt up and do it. You have to talk to yourself like that and give yourself a reason to rise. So here's what I want you to do. I call it the affirmation arsenal. Create a list of powerful affirmations that counteract your negative self-talk. Repeat them daily. Write them down and record yourself saying them. Flood your mind with positivity and drown out the doubts. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are destined for greatness. Make sure you believe it. Number 9 is just a general lack of discipline. A lack of discipline infects every single area of our life. Having discipline infects every single area of our life. I guarantee if you are somebody who cannot get your butt out of bed in the morning, you're going to lack discipline in your nutrition, you're going to lack discipline going to the gym, you're going to lack discipline in your relationships, and you're going to lack discipline in business. Little cracks form all over our life, and every time we negotiate with ourselves, every time we give ourselves an excuse and say, no, it's okay if you don't do the thing you know you have to do, that crack gets a little bit larger, and years, decades pass, and then we don't know who we are anymore, because we've allowed those excuses to grow and grow and grow. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a no excuses commitment to yourself. Choose one area of your life where you need more discipline and make a no excuses commitment. Set clear goals, create a plan, and stick to it no matter what. It could be big or small. This will build your discipline muscle and empower you to take control over other areas of our life. In our Men of Fire program, you come in and we start small. The plan is to create a morning routine that builds over time so that after 12 months pass, you are the man you want to be by little actions compounding. Say, okay, I'm going to wake up at this time. So I want you to pick a wake up time. Say, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. Normally I wake up at 6 a.m. Or I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. Normally I wake up at 7 a.m. And hit that 7 days in a row. After you can do that, add one thing. Okay, maybe I'm going to go to the gym. After you've done that for 2 weeks, then you add a third thing. If a year passes and you continually compound these actions of building yourself, you are a new man. Number 10 is a huge one. It's prioritizing planning over action. Basically, procrastination. It's spending 3/4 of your time planning and 1/4 of your time acting. When the real progress comes from the acting. You make plans and you learn and you pivot and you get a more accurate result if you just act and learn. Say you're marketing for a business and you spend a year planning and developing, funnels and advertisements and tons of money behind it. You let it all go, and then 1 week passes and you don't get a single click, not a single client, and you're like, well, I just wasted a year. Or you plan for a month, you start acting, you say, oh, 1 day went by or 1 week went by, I've got no progress, let me pivot, let me react and adjust to the winds. Let me say, okay, my audience doesn't want this, they want this, so let me pivot over here. And then you run that for another month and you say, oh, they like this and they don't like this, so let me go more towards the thing that they like and away from the thing they don't like. So you adjust your sail a little bit more. Every single time you do this, you're getting more and more closer to your end destination, which is a successful business and a successful marketing strategy. If you spend all your time planning, it's a waste because you're not reacting to reality. Reality is found in action. Reality is found whenever you take a step into the fog, you just take a step forward, and then you say, okay, what do I have to do right now? You will end up closer to the end destination if you just take a step into the fog and act. I keep on saying into the fog. That means Jim Rohn gives this example where you're standing at the edge of a field, it's all fog, and you can only see 10 feet in front of you, so you have to walk 10 feet into the fog to see another 10 feet. Then you have to walk another 10 feet to see the other 10 feet. If you stand at the edge because you can't see the final destination, you will remain there forever. But if you take a step forward, you can keep on seeing. So here's what I want you to do. I call it the just do it rule. Stop overthinking and overplanning. Take action, even if it's imperfect. Walk into the fog. The more you act, the more you learn, the more momentum you build. Remember that a good plan executed today is better than a perfect plan executed never. So I hope that was helpful to you. Those are many self-sabotaging tendencies that I had, that many of the guys in my coaching program, Men of Fire, have had, and we've had to work through. But they can keep you stuck in place in life for years, just keep you stuck in frustration and depression and doubt and fear. But if you can identify them, then you can get past it. It's like walking into a surgeon. If you can identify the disease that you have more accurately, you can more accurately diagnose it and then cure it. So I would love to know, what are your self-sabotaging tendencies, or what are the excuses you give to yourself? Do you say tomorrow just one more time? What are the things that you say to yourself that keep you perpetually stuck? Put them in the comments. Let me know. If you like this video, do me a favor, like it, share it, subscribe. My goal this year is to grow this YouTube channel just like I have my other social media channels. So I'm doubling down on YouTube, and anything you do really helps out, and I appreciate it.